Today we're diving into one of the most exciting muscle car comebacks in years, the 2026 Chevrolet Chevelle SS 454. A modern reinterpretation of a legendary name, this car blends classic American muscle with cutting-edge performance tech, aggressive styling, and a cockpit built to thrill. Whether you're a Chevy fanatic, a gearhead looking for your next dream ride, or just love great cars, this one deserves your attention. This car has been hyped for a reason. The Chevelle SS 454 name carries decades of history, back when Chevrolet's big block 454 V8 was one of the most revered engines in the muscle car era. The 2026 model doesn't just look back at that heritage, it reimagines it for the future. Doll motors. Let's start with the exterior design because this is where you feel the Chevelle's presence even before you hear it start. The first thing you notice is that long, aggressive hood, immediately reminding you of the classic, '70s Chevelle. But it's not purely retro. Modern LED lighting, razor-thin headlights at the front, crisp taillight signatures at the back, gives it a sharper, more contemporary edge. The grille sits wide and confident, usually trimmed in gloss black honeycomb with a prominent SS 454 badge that announces what's under the skin. Doll motors +1, move to the side, and the stance is unmistakably powerful. Muscular fender flares, low-profile side mirrors, and optional 20-inch wheels wrapped in performance rubber convey both heritage and capability. From certain angles, a subtle fastback roofline gives the whole profile a sleek but brutish attitude, like a modern Predator shaped by classic muscle proportions. Doll motors +1, what truly elevates the look is customization. Chevrolet hasn't limited you to just one personality. You can spec heritage hues like Hugger Orange or Marina Blue that take you straight back to 1970, or go with modern metallic shades that make the Chevelle look as fresh and new as any supercar on the road. Carbon fiber accents, optional hood scoops, and purposeful vents aren't just cosmetic, they hint at airflow engineering that serves the engine and brakes at high speeds. Chevrolet-buff.com. Get inside, and you'll find a cockpit that's a beautiful blend of classic cues and contemporary comfort. Step up and slide into the seats, premium leather or Alcantara sport buckets with contrast stitching and SS insignia that feel both retro and upscale. These are supportive, performance-oriented seats that still manage to be comfortable for a long cruise. Doll motors +1. In front of you is a dash that honors the analog era while using digital smarts to make everyday driving easier. Dual digital displays, one a configurable gauge cluster and the other an infotainment touchscreen, bring modern functionality like Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and real-time performance data. Flat-bottom steering wheels with SS branding and easy-to-reach tactile controls keep the experience focused on driving, not fiddling with menus. Freedom squatchers, ambient lighting inside tracks with performance modes and even the exhaust note in some reports, turning the cabin into a sensory extension of the car's character. Add in premium audio, typically a Bose or Bowers and Wilkins system depending on options, and the Chevelle feels like a performance machine that doesn't skimp on luxury. Kingsgate Logistic LLC.com +1. Tech isn't just for infotainment. You'll likely find advanced driver aids, adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring, and other safety tech woven into the package. A head-up display projecting speed and navigation on the windshield keeps your eyes where they belong on more spirited runs. Kingsgate Logistic LLC.com. But what's a muscle car without performance? At the heart of the SS 454 is a vengeance-inspired powerplant. The 454 name itself refers back to the big block V8 tradition, and rumors suggest that the 2026 Chevelle SS 454 will pack an absolute monster under the hood. Early reports indicate outputs upwards of 650 horsepower in the SS 454 trim, with even more extreme builds pushing beyond 700 or more depending on tuning and packages. Doll motors +1. Acceleration figures for the top trim are blistering. From 0 to 60 miles per hour in the mid-3-second range is possible, a testament not only to raw power but to chassis dynamics that can put that power to the pavement. Rear-wheel drive, launch control, and performance-tuned suspension ensure the Chevelle SS 454 feels alive the moment you plant your foot. Doll motors. Transmission options reportedly include a traditional 6-speed manual for those who love the engagement of gear-by-gear control, or a 10-speed automatic that shifts faster than most drivers can react. Magnetic ride control or similar adaptive damping helps keep body control sharp while still absorbing road imperfections, a balance that few performance cars manage well. Doll motors. Braking is equally serious. Brembo Performance 6-piston calipers with large rotors bring the muscle car's stopping power in line with its acceleration, and traction management ensures you can use that power without spin and drama on street or track. Chevrolet-Buff.com. What's especially interesting about this Chevelle is that while it pays tribute to its muscle car roots, it also incorporates modern technologies like mild hybrid assist or driver aids that bring a level of usability many classics never had. That means more engaging performance without sacrificing daily drivability or comfort. Chevrolet-Buff.com. Now let's talk pricing, because this is often what determines whether a car stays in your dreams or ends up in your driveway. Early indications suggest that Chevrolet is positioning the Chevelle SS 454 competitively with other performance cars. Base models might start around the mid-$50,000 range, with SS trims jumping into the $60,000 S, and the fully loaded SS 454 priced around $75,000 or more, depending on options and regional differences. Kingsgate Logistic LLC.com +1. On the one hand, that pricing gives you supercar-level performance without supercar prices. On the other, true collectors and enthusiasts may find even more exclusive versions, think limited editions, higher horsepower packages, or bespoke customization, that command higher values. Either way, the brand is clearly trying to make this car attainable for real enthusiasts, not just deep-pocketed collectors. Kingsgate Logistic LLC.com. So how does it feel on the road? Imagine hearing that V8 come alive at idle, the rumble growing deeper and more purposeful as you throttle up. Launch control poised, rear tires digging in, and in a heartbeat you're pinned to the seat as the SS 454 lurches forward without hesitation. Yet when you ease off downshift into a more relaxed mode, the interior environment becomes surprisingly refined, smooth shift transitions, cushioned suspension, and a soundtrack that's as much about melody as muscle. That dual personality, ferocious and refined, is what makes this modern Chevelle feel so special. Doll Motors. In summary, the 2026 Chevrolet Chevelle SS 454 isn't just a nostalgia trip. It's a modern take on an iconic nameplate. Razor-sharp design, a rich and technologically relevant interior, supercharged performance that puts it in the same conversation as modern performance beasts, and pricing aimed at bringing that performance within reach of enthusiasts. Whether you're plotting your first track day, cruising a Sunday show, or just want a muscle car with real teeth, this car answers the call louder than most.